friends, welcome in, welcome in. I hope my headset is not on. Hold on. I was like, wait, something is wrong. My freaking headset's not on. Swear to God, sometimes I was like not even on my head, like not even on my damn ass head. Oh my God, we move. Now we got it. But thank you so much for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. Welcome in to a little cross-stitching stream. We haven't done one of these in like freaking ages. Hi, welcome in. How you doing? I hope you're doing so well today. I've just realized that the pattern is going to be like above the chat, which is upsetting. So let's see if I can move it below the chat, because otherwise it's just going to be in the way, isn't it? When you guys will still be able to see what I'm working on, but it needs to be like underneath the chat box. There we go. Hopefully that's good. It's been a crazy week. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it's crazy in a good way. If not, at least it's over. At least it's over is all I can say. But yeah, we're gonna do something a little bit different. Real, honestly. We've all been there. I fear we have all indeed been there. As you can see, I feel like the lighting, I've got so many lights on and it still feels like it's a little bit dull. I don't really know why, but it just is. It just looks a little bit dull. Also, if it ever moves, oh wow. If it ever moves, I've got my phone plugged in, so it probably means I yeeted the cable. Okay, that's good, because I feel like it looks dull on my PC, but like this is my phone camera. Basically I've got it set up with my over the head tripod situation that I use usually for like short form, like filming TikToks and stuff like that. But I always find that this is better and also just easier, I think, than using my actual like face cam and flipping it down. So I feel like this is better. It definitely could be more HD. I think it could be more HD. On the phone, it's like popping, but as we all know, it doesn't always translate exactly. You know what I mean? That's amazing. Oh my God, congrats, friend. That is so amazing. 100% super scary, but also amazing. That is so cool. I'm really happy for you, friend. Thank you so much for sharing as well. I appreciate that you're comfortable enough in the space to share with us. So thank you so much. We love that. But yeah, I think it's pretty much okay. As you can tell, my desk is wobbly as fuck. My desk is wobbly as fuck, so if it ever wobbles, it didn't wobble, and just pretend it didn't, okay? Just pretend it didn't. But yeah, we're gonna do some cross stitch today because my silly little ADHD brain couldn't like focus on a game for long enough. Essentially, I was thinking like, what should we play? Should we do some Stardew? Should we do something else? And like my brain just couldn't settle on anything properly. So I was like, I think we're just going to try and do a cross stitch stream because that's kind of what I've been doing a lot of lately with my time. Hell yeah, let's go. Oh, I'm so happy for you, friend. I'm so happy. That's amazing. But yeah, so I thought, you know what, we can just do a little chill little Friday cross stitch stream. I think if I end up, oh, thank you so much for the biddies. That's so sweet of you. Bless you. I'm jump scared by the wow noise. Kind of low-key forgot about that. That's so funny. But that is amazing, friend. I'm so happy for you. And thank you again so much for sharing as well. And thank you for those bits. That's so kind of you. I appreciate it. But yeah, this is the first of the cross-stitch streams. I'm going to be doing more of them because I'll be honest, like most of my time is spent. It popped off at 10 past. Okay, listen, thank God. Because I realized I like changed it because the only problem with the bot that I've got set up now is you have to like change things in Discord and you have to delete the old one completely and then reset it up. And I was like, shoot, did I even reset it up? Because I was like, there's no way of me knowing until I go live. So I was like, hopefully it's just behind. So I'm so sorry if anyone got double pinged there. But I appreciate everyone coming through. I really do appreciate it a lot. As I said on my Discord and like socials, and I don't know if maybe on stream as well, I'm trying to fundraise at the moment for private ADHD coaching because it's something that I think I really need and it's kind of expensive. I guess I fully didn't realize how expensive stuff like that would be, but it is just so expensive. So like next week I'm going to be starting my consultation for medication. And the provider that I'm with has like an app and stuff, which is great, but it's not free. It's like 150 quid or something. So I'm guessing kind of like my first step might be seeing if I can raise money to get the app, and see how that goes. But I think in the long run, I would definitely want some coaching to help me manage my ADHD and just be able to like live life again, because I feel like I'm always really stuck. So I'm not able to obviously like work and stuff at the moment, due to my mental health as well as ADHD and some physical issues that are currently being kind of investigated and stuff like that. So I'm kind of a medical mystery at the moment. So any streams that I'm doing, this stream has got double the amount of ads that usually will have. I put it in the title, but just to let everyone know, there will be more ads than usual in this. I've only doubled it to like 6 minutes an hour, because I felt too uncomfortable going any higher than that. We will probably do some ones where it's like max ads, in which it's pretty much just silent co-working and existing. And the sole purpose, not the sole purpose of the stream, but a big purpose of the stream is hopefully to raise funds through ad revenue and stuff like that, just to help me make the payouts. For me, Twitch was never going to be about making money and stuff like that, but for me, it's also become a tool to hopefully support myself a little bit when I'm not able to support myself other ways and stuff. It's just shit is really expensive, and I guess I always knew that, but I guess I was kind of shocked at the price tag of things like ADHD coaching and stuff, which essentially is kind of like therapy, but learning how to manage your ADHD better, working with someone one-on-one and stuff like that. I was like floored by how expensive it is. So I'm basically just putting anything I make through anything, whether it's ad revenue, direct donations, or, you know, bits and subs and all of that. Everything I'm just putting towards that right now, because I think it's something that I need, and I think for this year that would be really, really good for me to get to, but it's just not. Oh my god, that's so expensive, like per month. I actually hate how healthcare is so expensive, but it is very expensive. Yeah, Space Marine. Let's go, Linda. You're probably like, I don't want that. Put it back. Put it back in the pond. Put it back. Welcome in, lovely. Welcome in. I hope you're doing so well. But yeah, healthcare is so expensive, and I'm very blessed that at the moment I'm in free NHS therapy, but not a lot of it's focused on ADHD, because that's not really like the vibe, really. It's more for my depression and stuff, which is like obviously all interlinked. But yeah, that's just a little like pretense as to why there might be more ads than usual. I will be super upfront if there ever is a max ad stream, obviously, and stuff like that, because I want people to be aware, like, hey, I don't usually play this many ads. There just might be, there's double the amount that there will be usually today, but it's still only 6 minutes an hour, I think. So we get an ad every, I don't know what the frequency is. I think I put it on automatic. I just let it do its thing. But I figured it was fine, because again, you're not really going to be missing too much. I'm literally just going to be stitching lines and lines of thread, but I hope that is vibes and stuff. I hope that's vibes. So as you can see, the pattern, I've got the pattern on screen. I haven't got it too big because I bought this myself, and I don't think I'm allowed to distribute the pattern, obviously, because I didn't, but like I bought it with my own money. It was very cheap. It was very affordable. If anyone wants the link to the Etsy store, I can definitely grab that for you. But as you can see, it's essentially the view out of an airplane, which is we love, you know. So this pattern, I think, has 10 colors, I think. As you can see, I haven't got super far with it yet. This is what we're working this is what we're working with at the moment. You can see some of the clouds starting to take shape, but I've only been working on this for a couple of days, and not solidly either, because again, did I mention ADHD? I have been doing some bits on my room, bouncing between other things that I've had to get done and stuff like that. So I haven't really spent like a crazy amount of time on this. I haven't also cut this as well. I usually would cut this, but for some reason I haven't. I feel like I thought, and I feel like there was a reason why, and I just don't know what it is now. Hi T, welcome in, welcome in. But we're set up. We got a Frosties bar if we get hungry, because I've only eaten lunch today. So I'm pretty much just going to cross stitch until I feel like my eyes are just struggling a little bit too much. So I can't tell you how long it'll be, but we'll just kind of vibe together. yeah, I'm gonna have the pattern split screened with OBS so I can like see the pattern. I did have the pattern up. I have too many tabs open. It's jokes. It's actually so upsetting. The sheer volume of stuff. Of course, that sounds so good. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see it in a big way. OBS, there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna have it split screen so I can still see what you can see, because I always am like, I feel like I have to see what you can see because otherwise I'm going to get so confused. And then I obviously have chat on one side. And then I got my pattern, which I can zoom in and out. It's a digital pattern. So I can zoom in and out to see what the tea is and stuff. So I just finished, last night I just finished doing like a little bit of this. So on the pattern, actually I can't, how do I show that on the pattern? I can't show it on the pattern. But essentially I'm doing the middle strip, which is like the, not the darkest blue, but probably the second darkest, is what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, it's weird because you can't show a cursor on OBS. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. This is really like this one, in line with my finger, that's the blue I'm doing, okay? Again, I don't want this pattern too big because I'm pretty sure I'd get in trouble for distributing it. So I have it small enough that you cannot see all the different lines of it. So obviously you can't like replicate it and stuff, you know. And I have the actual like raw pattern that I've downloaded from Etsy. I've been doing that a lot of late. I do a lot of cross stitch kits as well, but I've recently like started to look and dabbled into buying my own patterns and then buying thread. So I did actually get some thread. I think I mentioned the other day, but this is the company. It's called Lakeside Needlecraft. It is a UK company, just bear in mind. But this is where I got like the colors for it from here. So I would definitely recommend, because each one of these was like 99p, which I think is really good. So I just thought I'd show that for any UK friends who are also in the fabric or fiber arts kind of space or do like cross stitch and stuff. But they have a lot of brands. They do have DMC, which is my preferred brand. A lot of patterns you'll find online will default to DMC, which is the type of thread, because it's really readily available in the UK. So this is the color that I'm using right now. It is 3766, kind of like on camera I feel like it's looking more like a baby blue, but I think it's got like a slight turquoise vibe to it, like a little bit of a turquoise situation. I have no information on what needles I use because this one is just from a crappy craft set from like years ago. You probably can tell it's like it's really not the best. These needles have snapped on me. If anyone has any needle recommendations, I am kind of clueless on that. I usually just use what I have. But this is 16 count? No. I've fully forgotten if this is 16 or 14 count. It looks like 14. I'm pretty sure it's 14. No one quote me. That basically is how spaced out these squares are. It's very dependent. And this ring is an 8-inch embroidery hoop. These you can pick up literally anywhere. It is pretty small. I think it's like for me 14 is kind of my sweet spot, because I feel like sometimes the bigger ones that are spaced out a bit more, I don't like the look of it. I like it to be really neat, but 16 is very, 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 very close together, and like 18 and 20 is like even closer together, and those ones I think take the piss. Like with that, I'm like, I still want to be able to see that it's cross stitch, you know what I mean? The smaller you go, the more it almost just looks like pixel art without, which is fine, but I like to be able to see the little crosses, you know, because it's cross stitch, so we move. But I do have some thread. Yeah, I do. Hold on. I have some thread already done. So this pattern is 2 threads per. So you wouldn't obviously take, this comes off the actual skein in like, does it come off in 8 or 6? 1, 2, 3. I think it's 6 threads, but you have to split them up and make it into 2. I mean, it's personal preference. You could probably do, you know, thicker if you wanted it thicker, but I think 2 is the vibe anyway. If at any point I'm off frame, can you just shout at me? Just shout at me and just see like what, you're literally off frame. Like you're so far off frame, it's a joke actually. Just let me know. But we're gonna start stitching and then we might swap to having some music in the background. I've got some lo-fi music that I can get going, but I kind of wanted to just like start off. Oh my god, you got me! What the heck? A legendary as well? What the hell? Let's go. A legendary? Damn, look at all those coins. 988 gold. Damn. Okay. Damn. That's wild, actually. I don't think anyone's ever caught that. Rich as heck. Yeah, damn. Okay. We'd love to see this. We'd love to see this. We'd love to see this. Love it in a big way. Get those lines in. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. Don't come for me. You can't see that, but it's really not. It's a bit messy. It's not the best. It's not the best, actually. Me too. I'm really glad it's working again. For me, it wasn't working for a little while, and I was like, oh, sobbing. But it seems to be behaving itself again, which I'm really happy with because I think it's really cute and fun. And all of mine are custom catches now, so they're all like fun little things. So there's plenty of like fun treats and surprises you can get. Right, let's strip. I was going to say, lost the needle already. I do need to probably get like a needle minder, actually. You got Morrison's Pizza, Tina, let's go. Let's go. Specifically a Morrison's Pizza, by the way, specifically. Don't tell me why I thought it was really funny to be like, very specifically a Morrison's Pizza. Like, a really specific brand of pizza. Hey, you got Lucasade. Let's go. Oh, speaking of, I should open my Lucasade as well. Hold on. Can we get some ASMR, I wonder? Oh my god, it was rubbish. It didn't do any ASMR. Ew. Not sure if I to throw it back in. Nah, real. Nah, real for that, actually. Real for that. You do you. Live your truth. I wouldn't say it's the best pizza, to be honest. I'm trying to think why I had a picture of a Morrison's Pizza just in my things. Like, I'm actually trying to think, like, why I did. But yeah. Sippy sippies. Sippy sippies. Make sure you've also taken all your medication as well. I can't remember when I took my other medication. Hold on. Friday, yeah. I'm kind of... Yeah, I'm just going to keep this box here, and maybe in about an hour I'll take... never, no, please sip, please sip. Please sippies, please sippies. All right, so we're basically just trying to fill in all the way to the end. So this bit here is essentially the end of the window. And I started with this one because with cross stitch, I would always recommend starting in the middle and going outwards. So you know what the middle point is to get it kind of framed-ish. Obviously, this has still got a little bit to go over this side as well. If I haven't got it bang on because the actual pattern didn't have like a middle line or anything, I will just move the embroidery kind of hoop and stuff like at the end, you know what I mean? But I think it's pretty much fine. I think it's pretty much fine. So this little bit here is pretty much just like filling shit in, essentially. Like, it's just going up to the point that I was already at, essentially, which is kind of nice. I kind of find that nice because you just vibe and you just kind of like fill it in. So I'm just going to zoom in on my pattern just to make sure and stuff. Oh, Slay, that's amazing. We love to see it. We love to see it, yeah. So if you can ever see me just pausing, it's probably because I've zoomed in the pattern just to make sure I am actually at the right point that I was being. Hell yeah. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. Oh my gosh. That sounds actually amazing. I'm looking at this and I'm like, what is this little gap here? I think that's the end of the cloud. Yeah, this bit here is like the end of there's a cloud above here as well. So I'm gonna just basically just go back and forth until we get to that point, because on the pattern, as you can kind of see, it's just flat. The bottom of the cloud is flat, which is nice. And then that will, I think, oh my god, I thought that was a fly. That was horrible. It was literally just the heart from the emote wall. I was like, what's that on my screen? It was literally just a fly. I hate it here. I actually hate it here. I hate you here so much. What the heck? Heck yeah, heck yeah. I hope you get something nice for food. I had ham and cheese wraps, some Crispies, and some coleslaw before stream. But I'm basically just going to cross stitch until either my eyes hurt or this was too long of a thread, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Also, I haven't cross stitched in front of a camera in a while, so like if it's shit, I'm really sorry. Or if it's like hello, then I'm really, really sorry. This is too long of a thread. Oh my god. This is way too... That's a hate crime. Joke's on you, it didn't show up. I literally saw that, like, Linda's little heart come across the screen, and I was like, oh. I was like, ew, wait, what is that? Also, please just don't at my hands, okay? Like, my hands are going through it right now. My nails are a joke. They are so inflamed and sore, and I have OCD, so my hands look like this. Well, just allow it, please. Just allow it. Just allow it. But yeah, I hope everyone's had a good week so far. Doesn't count. Oh, sob. That's very upsetting. Yeah, I think it maybe just counts Twitch ones. And yeah, maybe that is just it, because I think the purple heart is a Twitch one, isn't it? It's like an automatic one that corrects itself to a Twitch one, I think. Potentially. Sobbing. I was gonna say, have I? No. I was like, imagine. Wait. What's the T here? Oh, it hasn't, hold on. It's just got a bit discombobulated. There we go. It's just got discombobulated as heck. I've definitely done, like, this thread is way too long for the amount. Like, are you joking? Actually, I'm going to cut this thread. This is actually ridiculous. Like, it stretches out. You can't see, but it stretches out so far that it's just getting caught on absolutely everything. So I'm just going to use my snippers and, like, snippy it, because it's just shockingly long. And I think it's probably okay if I wasn't doing it on camera, but because I have, like, equipment around, I'm just going to bang into everything. Let's think what, probably about here will do, and we'll just rethread it. We'll use this in a second as well, so we don't waste any thread, but I'm like, I've just made it shockingly long. And I don't really know what possessed me, to be honest. I don't really know what possessed me. There we go, straight in there. I don't use a needle threader. Let me know if anyone has used a needle threader and finds it like tea, because I've never done it. Also, I don't know, should I zoom this in a wee bit? Hold on. What are we on? This will wobble, I'm sorry. There we go. That's like 1.5 now. I think it was on 1.2 or something. I don't know. It's kind of hard because it's on my phone, so what it shows on the phone screen is obviously a very different scale to what is on like a PC, you know? But yeah, let me know what anyone has been up to this week, if anyone has any fun things that they've been doing, or if indeed they have fun plans for the weekend. I do not have any fun plans for the weekend. Is that just... Let's see, that looks like fluff that's come through. Sometimes the only problem I find with cross stitch sometimes is thread gets stuck and gets pulled, like sucked into the void on the other side, and then when you point it through again, it like pulls bits and bobs through. I feel like it's just a me problem. Everyone kind of cross stitch differently. Some people just cross stitch one way, so they'll do just like lines that way and then go back and do it that way, and that genuinely makes me seethe with anger, because I can never do it like that. It annoys me. But see how that's just like pulled a bit through? It does happen sometimes, and I don't even know why or how that's happened, to be honest with you. We love to see it. We love to see it. Yeah, I have no actual plans for the weekend, other than just, you know. Next Friday, I'm going to a zoo. Oh my god, that sounds so cool. I love zoos. I love the zoo. I used to go to Edinburgh. Well, okay, I say a lot. I've literally only been like 3 times, okay? It's really expensive. As a student, I could not really afford to go that much, but I really like a zoo. I feel like zoos are a bit controversial, but in the UK especially, most of the zoos are focused on conservation. And the vast majority of them are involved in conservation, you know? Because essentially that's what zoos are nowadays. They're not for just our personal, like, pleasure, do you know what I mean? Like, they're not for... What is going on with this thread? There we go. They're not, like... They're mainly focused on conservation and education of the species and stuff, you know? The sad truth is a lot of zoos can't rehabilitate every animal, obviously. Usually that's due to, quite often, the animals that come into zoos have been rescued because they've been separated from their family. Something's happened out in the wild or something like that. That's meant that essentially they were not able to survive, you know. And you know, they were taken on as a rescue, and then usually that starts kind of like a line of animals being born into zoos. And obviously those animals would struggle quite a lot in the wild, you know, because they're not, you know, they, as much as zoos can emulate you know, obviously what a natural environment's like. It's not you know, it's not identical to what they would be like in the wild, so it's kind of like, you know, vibes and stuff like that. But they do their best, which is the most important thing, really, you know. And again, most zoos in the UK as well are very underfunded. There isn't a lot of funding for them, so they have to make their own funding through, like, you know, ticket sales, obviously, but like gift shop sales, experience days, stuff like that, to get any money and funding that they can do, you know, because they just don't get any. They don't get any, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't really surprise me, the state of our government and the fact that they don't value animal conservation, but still kind of shit, huh? Like, you know, still kind of sad that they don't value it, but I think zoos are very important as well because they do help educate people on different species that otherwise they obviously wouldn't see, you know? And essentially education is probably the most important thing with conservation, because the more people know about a species, the more I think they're likely to want to conserve those species, especially non-charismatic species. Charismatic species, we're talking things, you know, like dolphins, lions, tigers, elephants, pandas. We're talking about the species that everyone sees all the time in documentaries, or they always make cuddly toy animals of them and like all that. These are called charismatic species. Um, and they're called that because they are just that. They're usually quite charismatic. You know, things like dolphins are quite playful. Um, you know, seals, sea lions, also charismatic species. But what often is good is when those species are in a zoo or conservation setting, um, those species might draw the public um, in terms of, you know, getting people. They're like, oh, I want to go see the pandas at the zoo, or I want to go see the tigers at the zoo, because, you know, maybe that was on the leaflet, you know, a tiger, and it was like, oh, we got you know, there's a tiger. And, you know, again, they're charismatic species, people are quite drawn to them. But then obviously once you're at the zoo, then there's opportunity to explore the other kind of conservation efforts and stuff like that, to look at other species that you maybe weren't expecting to see or you hadn't specifically gone for. But obviously once you're at the zoo, you're there, aren't you? So it's like vibes, um which is also another, yeah, exactly, like the species that just don't have, you know, as much public like, you know, they're not as much of a public thing, you know, as in they're not really advertised a lot, you know, or they're just species that people just don't know shit about, basically. So then, you know, if someone was like, hey, do you want to come to the zoo so you can see this like really cool, rare snail? People are often maybe not as interested, which is sad, obviously. Um, but yeah, people are less interested in those species. Where if you're like, oh my God, like recently the lions had a lion cub, they'll be like, oh my God, let's go see the lion. But then once they're there, they're like, hey, what's this cool? What's this cool shit, you know? Like, what is this thing? What is that thing, you know? To be vibing. Honestly, real. I would not be a charismatic species if I was in a zoo. I would be the one that's just sat inside all the time. They'd be like, do they do much? And I was like, nope, they do not do much, no. They do not. But yeah, it's kind of a really good conservation tool that you can almost use these charismatic species as a way to get people interested in conservation, because they're like, hey, tigers, aren't they fun and cool? And they have cool stripes. And then you can get people in and be like, hey, have you also, look how cool this is? Or, you know, could I introduce you to the sun bear? Or like, you know, you can get people interested that way. And obviously charismatic species as well get people into the zoo. So even if the people go and they just see the tigers, they spent money on the ticket. They probably are spending a small fortune in the gift shop, as well as on concession stands and food and stuff. And all that money obviously goes, because most zoos are completely self-funded. So again, no funding or anything like that. So they basically just kind of vibe on their own time, you know? And you know, but all that money can be used for all the species. Just because someone came to see the tigers doesn't mean that that money is going directly to the tigers. It's not. It's going to all of them together. I just think that's kind of iconic, you know. It's kind of like the Trojan horse of zoos to be like, come on in, like, you know, and then it's like, huzzah, we're going to actually conserve all of them. It's just like really funny. I don't know. We do be vibing. I did a course on like zoo management, hence why I know loads about zoos. But then I was going to do a placement, and then they were like, "Oh, can we have loads of money to do the placement?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" Basically. And then actually it turned out it was a massive scam, and so even the money I had spent was a bit of a scam because they weren't providing any of the stuff they were meant to and stuff. And I'm like sobbing. Yeah, the sun bear is just really silly. They are really silly. They're really silly friends. Cute. Oh, fennec foxes are really cool. Fennec foxes are very, very cool. I think they're very, very fun. Kind of like Arctic fox species. They are very, very cool. They are very, very fun vibes. But yeah, that's hence why I know a lot about zoos and like zoo management and like the history of zoos. Sorry, I'm probably out of frame again. Just shout at me. I feel like I should probably move the camera more to here because I know that like I'm like looking at. I'm not looking up. I'm looking at chat. Because I've got it really, really big font, and then obviously I'm looking at what I'm doing, and that's like it. So I'm really sorry if I'm like deviating out of frame a little bit. Thank you so much for the follow, sweet friend. I appreciate you and welcome in. Follows are always on anonymous, so you don't feel any pressure, but if you want to say hi, feel free. Or if not, just keep on lurking and do your thing. We're just doing some cross-stitching while we're yapping about zoos, because that's just the normal Friday conversation. I don't know if this is too zoomed in now. Let me know if it's too zoomed in. I'm wondering. I'm kind of just feeling it out because I'm going to do some more cross-stitch streams because it's like, I feel like although I'm productive and I get cross-stitch done anyway, I feel like doing it on stream is also kind of vibes because I feel like it's also just like encouraging me to pick it up as well, you know? So I definitely really want to do some more cross-stitch streams in the future where it's just kind of like kicking it back and like working on some cross-stitch. Maybe you guys and stuff want to work on like your own projects and stuff and things like that. We might do some that are more co-worky, as in like we'll do a timer, so it's like a pommo. So we'll do like, you know, 30 minutes of just like silent, or not, maybe not silent, but silent with some music cross-stitch, and then we'll chat for 10 minutes and then we'll go back to another focus period. Just kind of feeling it out really and stuff, to be honest. Like, as I've said before, my streaming at the moment is just completely dependent on energy. So I used to be able to stream like loads more than I do now, but now it's just like I just don't know. It's hard to know how I'll wake up. So at the moment it's kind of a bit ad hoc. I think for a few weeks now we've managed to always do a Friday stream, so I feel like Friday streams are probably fine. But it is hard just knowing exactly when I can stream. I hate it, to be honest. Of course, you're all good. You're all good. Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you. I'm glad you like the pattern. I think it's really cute. I think it's really sweet. I recently did one, a Palestine one that was like a fundraiser one, where all the money for the pattern went to Gaza. And I had like saved in my Etsy loads of different patterns. And I had another one saved that was also a plain one. But it needed like 26 colors. And I was like, excuse me, no. Whereas this one needed 10, but I already actually had one of them. So technically only 9 to pay for, which was really good. So I will want to do more in the future, but I saved loads of patterns I loved, and I was like, oh, yeah, some of these are like 46 colors, and I'm like, I can't even. Your birthday's on the 23rd of this month, in like a few days. That's so cool. We'd love to see it. It feels like a whole different. I'm just gonna take some, have some Lucozade. 1 sec. It feels like a whole different. Like my birthday was on the 15th of December, and it feels like a million miles away. Like that it was, you know. Same with Christmas. It feels like it didn't happen. But I kind of feel like that with Christmas every year. It feels like low-key it didn't happen. Because it's like, I feel like for the first 2 weeks of January, I feel like my mood is a bit, because I'm kind of mourning the Christmas period a little bit. And then after that, I'm like, Christmas? Who is she? Like, I'm like, I just then it feels like Christmas was 5 years ago and it never even happened or whatever. And it's just kind of weird. And I feel like every single time it happens, I'm still baffled by it. You know what I mean? Have so many patterns, the amount of money. No, real, honestly. It's so hard. I mean, when you really get into something like cross stitch has been my like peace at the moment. Like it's been my peaceful time. Because I think I finally attributed it to basically you just follow a pattern, right? So it's basically you can be creative, but it's you're following a pattern, so already some of the hard decisions have made. It's orange Lucozade energy. I drink it mainly for my chronic fatigue. It's the only thing that keeps me alive. No, I'm joking, but that and matcha is like my only real source of caffeine. So I usually am just on Lucozade essentially to keep me alive. Lol, 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 lol. We love to see it. We love to see it. Not cherry flavor, because you should be sent directly to jail for that. I'm playing Resident Evil 7. Oh, on VR. Oh, okay, T. I don't think I could ever play Resident Evil, let alone on VR, sob. I've watched friends play it, and I was like, I would be bad at this. I don't know if I'd play any game in VR, to be honest. Like, I was very nearly violently unwell when my brother borrowed I think it was an Oculus or something from one of his friends. And he let me have a go on it and he put me on like a roller coaster. Oh my God. That was upsetting. That was like so upsetting. I can't even like it felt like I was on a roller coaster, but on like times 10. Like I was so dizzy. And literally the room was like absolutely spinning. It was wild. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Don't know if VR is for me personally, but we move. We do be moving actually. Right, there we go. So yeah, basically the bit that I'm doing right now is not super interesting because I'm literally just going back and forth and basically I'm just going to fill up. I got 2 more lines. So I'm going to fill up this little bit here. And this is the vibe and stuff. Well, I don't feel like, no way, fuck off. Be real. We are the same person, help. I love finding a Lucozade lover as well. We love it. We love to see it. That's the funniest shit, honestly. I find that so interesting when, like, on the internet, you just, like, randomly come across someone and you're like, what the heck? You're like, wait, are we becoming best friends right now? Type of vibe. I love that so much, though. Love it in a big way. I think it's so interesting because I don't meet a lot of people that are like, I don't know, always I feel like the internet is so good and bad, obviously. Like the internet is very vast and it's a lot, but it's so cool the fact that you can just like, you know, casually meet someone and be like, oh my God, like, you know, I'd never meet anyone in my town or where I live or anything that's like me, you know? So I think that's always so cool. Real. I think it's really a good hydration thing because it's got glucose in it as well, and it's not got crazy amounts of sugar in and stuff, so it's like mainly most of the sugar comes in the glucose form, which is the kind of rawer form of energy and stuff. I've been drinking it for a while because I quit coffee a long time ago now, and I do have matcha sometimes as well, but I would only have matcha now and again. Honestly, making matcha is kind of a process. And I'll be honest, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I ain't got the actual energy to be whisking matcha right now. Do you know what I mean? So Lucozade is kind of my go-to. It kind of sucks because it's like, well, I don't drink caffeine now. So like my parents will go out to Costa or something and I just sat there like vibing. Yeah, definitely. Because Lucozade, fun fact, was like a medicinal product back in the day. It was actually invented in Newcastle in the north as a medicinal drink for people who were, you know, sick and stuff, you know, and unwell. And then it was developed into a kind of fizzy form. I mean, to be fair, I'll be honest, original taste Lucozade is the worst. It tastes like medicine to me. I've had it one time where they had no orange and I was like, never again. I was like, it does taste too much like medicine for me. I was like, no, thank you. I was like, I just can't do it at all, you know? But then, yeah, it was developed into more of a kind of a sports drink. So they have the sports version and then they have the energy version. So I'm like, vibes. It's kind of funny because it's like I was drawn to Lucozade for ages before I even knew, or I even potentially knew that I may have CFS. So it's kind of funny to me, actually. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. This is the thing. I'm like, I can't have coffee with ADHD. Like, I just can't. I used to drink coffee a lot. It never really gave me the energy that I was looking for, but I was just craving. I realize now that what I was craving is I was just basically so exhausted all the time, didn't really know what was wrong with me. Doctors didn't know. They just kept telling me it's your anxiety, it's your depression, blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm like, let's just drink loads of coffee and maybe I'll. But it never really actually made me feel better. And now knowing that coffee and people with ADHD don't often go hand in hand, I'm like, okay, tea. I see what the vibes are here now. So I just stopped coffee, just quit it cold turkey. And then one day I tried Lucozade and I was like, oh, like, it was like, whoa. I was like, oh my God, I was just like in Morrison's or somewhere. And I was like, right. I was like, I want to find something that can give me a little bit of energy, but doesn't have like stacks of caffeine in it. Because I was like, I don't want to have caffeine really, or too much caffeine. Lucozade does have caffeine, but it is not too much, So I got it and I was like, drank it and I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I hear you. Like, I was kind of like flabbergasted because I was like, oh my God. I was like, this works in a big way. Don't. It's not the neatest at the back, okay? Don't. Just don't. Just don't. I don't know how it gets messy at the back. It starts off so not messy and then it just gets messy. So listen, it's not I just don't know. Oh, my flippers have fallen onto the floor. That's like super useful. There we go. Where is the rest of the thread? Question mark? I swear I had another piece of thread. Oh God, I bet it fell on the floor as well. I think I'll just cut a new piece because I'm like crying. Also, we've got an ad break in like 10 seconds, friends, so definitely take that time to get a drink, etc. And all that good stuff, or get a snack, or pop to the bathroom, or anything like that. Okay, that still feels maybe a bit too long. No, actually, that's probably okay. That's probably okay. Okay, here we go. Woohoo! There we go. Split this off. It's a good time. But yeah, Lucozade was like a savior for me because I was like, oh my God. So now it's like, it has to be in the house at all times. Like, I'm probably a bit obsessive, and I think my parents definitely think I'm a bit obsessive about it, but I'm just like, I need it in the house. It got as bad as like, I bought stuff at the airport. I bought Lucozade at the airport so I could take it to the Netherlands with me because they don't have it there. It's awful. So I literally, oh my God, it is honestly like, this is actually quite conservative because my other cross stitch just go, they're all over the place. And sometimes I can't even explain how they got like that. I'm just looking at it like, I can't even explain, not even vaguely can I explain, like how it even got to that point. It just seems to do it. I mean, naturally threads just sometimes get a bit messed up and stuff, like for sure, but it is just really like kind of low-key, kind of wild, really, what the tea is. Okay, let's, yeah, maybe make it a little bit bigger. Bit of a bigger knot, but I think that should be good. That should be nice. Let's thread this bad boy. Thread this bad boy up. Nice, nice, nice. I'm really hoping the weather today is grey. I live in the UK, so obviously it's grey. But I'm really hoping the weather is going to take a turn soon. Because I really need it to be spring, actually. It's the end of February now, and we're almost into March. So I'm hoping we get some nice spring days, because although I struggle to walk too far with my fatigue, I still can walk a bit, and I want to get out more, but at the moment it's just so depressing outside. It's really hard to like get behind it. That's upside down crying. That will not be helpful. I know, real, and it happens so quickly, and I'm like, hi? Like, it happens so quickly, and I'm like, what is the tea here? Like, how has it done it again, you know? And I'm like, it just, you know, I feel like I'm stitching on the front and I have no knowledge of what's going on at the back. Like, no knowledge at all. And I'm just like, okay, fine. It'll just be like that, you know. Thankfully, I'm not like, obviously, this is just my own personal stuff, you know. In the past, I have like come up with my own patterns and sold them on my shop, but I stopped doing that because it was so much effort and they really weren't selling very well at all. So I was like, I'm just going to basically make cross stitch just for myself. These are just pieces that I want to do to have up in my bedroom and stuff like that. And all that good stuff, really. So I'm like, we don't have to worry about how it looks at the back. It's fine if it looks a little bit all over the place, really, because you're not going to see it. So, and it'll be hung on a wall as well. So it's not like, you know, the sun's going to shine through and you're going to like see all the like kind of crazy stitches going on. There is like a bit of fluff there. I'm just going to snippy. Sometimes bits of fluff just get pulled up from behind and I'm like, okay, bye. God, I needed to. I'm so sniffly. I'm so sniffly. I'll get tissue. Okay, there we go. I am so sniffly. I think honestly it's the change in temperature. Like in the UK, it'll bounce between like 0 degrees and 10 degrees and then somewhere in between. And I do not think my body can cope with the bouncing going back and forth, basically. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the ads. I honestly appreciate you so much. We are hustling to hopefully make my next payout so I can put it towards private ADHD coaching, slash also the app with my ADHD provider that I'm hoping to get. I'm going to ask them hopefully a little bit about it, if I can remember, because I'm literally so nervous. Because on Wednesday it's my first appointment to talk about medication. So will I remember? I'm not sure. I'd love to say yes, I will remember to ask them about the app, but I might also just have to put an email afterwards because I am so nervous to start medication. But from what I've seen online, this initial appointment, you talk through, they decide on what medication to start you on, and then pretty much they put this order straight in and it'll arrive at your door in like a few days. So I'm like, it's really, really scary thinking about this time next week I could be medicated. But I don't know if it probably would have kicked in by yet, because I think I'm going to be trying a non-stimulant because I'm really worried about getting any extra anxiety from a stimulant medication. So I think I'm going to be trying a non-stimulant. Obviously, I'll talk to them about it and we'll see, but I'm a little apprehensive about stimulants, to be honest. I know sometimes they have the opposite effect, though. So I'm a little bit like apprehensive about it, but I'm also like, I know that I think medication is probably, at least for now, I think medication could help me and like help facilitate me being able to like manage my life a bit better and be able to kind of get things in order and stuff. And then, you know, I don't know. The good thing about ADHD medications, you can come on and off it quite easily. So if you're on it for a couple months and you're like, this is going really well, but I'm not sure, or I want to take a break, or like, you know, for whatever reason, or the side effects are not great, like, you can do it and stuff, which is vibes. Did you just catch one on your own? When did you cast that? Scary. Same too with my HRT. Yeah, I think just starting new stuff is just like hard, you know? It's hard. Oh, Sobin! Oh, T, you're such a cutie. Stop it. Oh, you're such a cutie. That was such a scary. I was like, ain't no way. I was like, where did the phantom catch come from? Thank you so much, T. Oh my god, you're so sweet. Bless you. Thank you, thank you. Right, let's get you in the journal. God, that is quite close, isn't it? Let's get the page up. Let's get the page up. Oh, you want to see my Valentine's Day page? Jesus, it's so zoomed in. It's so zoomed in. This is my Valentine's Day page. I made like a little page for Valentine's Day, which I thought was cute. With some presents that I got for myself / from others as well, which is sweet. Okay, let's get onto the actual page. which is going to be like massively zoomed in now, obviously, because. But let's get you a sticker. Let's get you a sticker. Thank you so much for the sub in advance. Like, oh my god, that is so kind of you. I appreciate it so much. All right, let's see. Oh wait, we had a cake. Wait, no, this is perfect. We haven't had one of these yet. Look, it's a little cake. How cute is that? It's a little strawberry cake. I'm crying, actually. I think this is perfect. We haven't had a cake one at all. So we're going to do this cake one for you. Oh my god. Also, how much fucking better is the quality of seeing these stickers on this? Also, thank you so much for the follow, sweet friend. I appreciate you so much. Like, look at the quality is giving. The quality, especially the upfront quality on my phone is tea. You can actually see the freaking sticker so much better. Hell yeah. Now a pen. Now a pen. Now a pen is the vibes. Okay, here we go. Let's put you down. Tea. Toasty. Jesus, is this pen running out? No, I think it's just a skill issue on my part. Resub. I'll put 6 months as well. Because I like to just put what they are. Is it a resub, a prime sub, a gift sub, whatever it might be. There you go, tea. This is a little preview of anyone who hasn't seen the page as well. This is all my October one. October? October? October. I'm out here saying October. February. February subs. Not even close. The two words are not even close. I don't know what my brain is, you know? I don't know what my brain is. I don't know what plane of reality my brain is currently living in, but apparently it thinks it's October. Are we joking? For real now. What even? But thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for the advance. I also really appreciate it. Yay. Yeah, Augury. I'm just like, I can understand how sometimes I can mix up months if they sound similar, but these don't. So I'm like, lol, I don't even, oh. I think I unthreaded my needle by accident. So I don't know what I was doing with that. But that's just how my brain operates, apparently. Absolutely sob. Cannot even make it up. Go, go, go. There we go. When did it unthread? Who knows? I absolutely do not know and how and when it unthreaded, but it obviously did. Obviously did. Okay, let's get going. We are almost done with this kind of colour. There is actually, to be fair, how do I point to this on the pattern? Oh god, I don't know how to point to it. At the end of this row, there's like a little bit by the wingtip that is the blue. So I guess there's that little bit of blue to do as well, but I think I'll probably leave it until we get to that part, and I'll probably start on one of the clouds or the next stripe of blue. Because the clouds, as you can kind of see, oh, you got a secret note, let's go. Hell yeah. But yeah, as you can kind of see, like, the clouds obviously start to outline themselves, so I'm like, we might even just do the next blue up and do, like, the blue stripes. I'll go through. There we go. Nice. But yeah, just gotta finish this row to the end now, like there. And then we'll be good on this front. Should be vibing on this front. Did I take paracetamol? Yes, I did. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. I'm like in a little bit of pain today, so I'm trying to remember what I've taken. Oh, common hungry cat, hell yeah. Love to see it. Love to see it in a big way. Here we go. Come on. It always feels, I don't know about like anybody else who cross stitches do anything with rows. I always find it more natural to go that way than the other way around, but that's obviously like in English you write that way as well, so I'm thinking that's probably why it's more natural to me. But it always feels really like kind of curious going the other way for some reason. Like I do go the other way, but it just always feels just like off to me, do you know what I mean? It's a weird time. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh my god, you got a Labubu. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Pretty good. Ooh, jail. Jail, jail, jail. There we go. I always also cross over this way. So the last one goes that way. So it looks neater. I mean, I guess not everyone does that. Maybe everyone does do that, but for sometimes before when I've had kits, I have not done that. And it has definitely looked so much messier. So now I always make sure I'm crossing over the same way each time. And it has definitely improved things a lot, which is lovely. Thank you so much for the daily fishy. I'm so sorry. It will say 0, but I swear in the next time it will say 1. No one can figure out why it starts on 0. No one can figure it out. So... But yeah, if anyone wants to follow me on socials as well, I post a lot of different stuff on there. I think Blue Sky is kind of a Yap account. TikTok, I post things like fidget toy reviews and stuff like that, but also blind box things. Other bits and bobs now and again as well. Kind of all over the place, really, but just like bits and bobs. So if you're looking for like other stuff, you can definitely check those out. I would appreciate it so much. Peace. Though I will admit I've given up on YouTube. I can't be bothered. I just forget YouTube even exists. And then I'm like, well, I'm not going to upload my whole VOD to YouTube. And then I'm like, I just don't know, really. It just never really ate for me. So I've kind of just like, technically my YouTube does exist, but I just don't really do like a whole much with it, to be honest. I do not have a lot of spoons for it, you know? So mainly keep it to a couple of platforms. To be fair, Instagram's pretty dry as well. I do post things on Instagram, but like not a lot, I'll be honest. Like my main things are here, Blue Sky and TikTok, really. Those are kind of the main energy, really. Because I've just realized I just don't have energy to do all of them all of the time. It just is like so much work. That I just don't have the like spoons to do, you know. So nowadays I do what I can do. And just do those ones and focus more on those ones than anything, really. But I think it's been working out better for me that way, you know. There we go. Speaking of as well, I am now a Lush affiliate, by the way, friends. I feel like I've actually not said it on stream properly, but I am part of the Friends of Lush affiliate program. So essentially what that means is I get a little bit of commission if you use that link in chats to shop Lush bits. Now and again also I can offer things like free products and stuff like that to you guys if you use my link. But yeah, just full disclosure. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a little tiny bit of commission if you shop through that, but there's no extra cost to you, so I figure you might as well shop. If you're going to shop there, you might as well shop through my link. It just gives me a little bit of commission that I can then get through a payout, which is really cool, and also helps me level up as well. There's different levels to the program, and you level up the more you post, the more you promote your link and stuff like that, and talk about the products, which is always really cool. And I'm a Lushie. I love Lush. So it's kind of a win-win because I already like Lush and I've just, been really enjoying it. Yeah, I do also have a small business as well. Any sales through that I appreciate honestly endlessly because sales are very few and far between for me and website fees are quite high. So pretty much anything I make through that I am using to just go towards the web fees. They are coming up soon, which I'm trying not to stress too much about. They keep reminding me, being like, hey, we got the vibes coming. And I'm like, okay, hi Tilly, you coming in? My cat's here. Pee-pee. Oh, hi baby girlie. Did you get a new bed today? Did you? Ow. You want to come on mummy's lap? You want to come on mum's lap? Oh, you're chilly. Come here, babe. See if I can get her to come on my lap. Pee-pee. Tilly baby. Where's she gone? She's just like running around my legs like crazy. Come here, my love. See that new bed she was gonna get. Ow, ow. Oh God. Okay, no. She doesn't. She doesn't want the lap. Ow. She wants my shoulder. So she's here. This is all you're getting of Tilly. You want to go on the lap? Ow, 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 ow. Oh my God, Tilly, we need to do your claws soon, huh, babe? Tilly. I was trying to see if I could replace her onto the lap. Oh, no, there we go. Maybe she wants the lap now. Maybe she wants the lap now. Tilly! Tilly! Okay, she does not want the lap. She wants to be held, but I can't do both. You want to settle on the bed instead? Come here. Let me just see if I can settle it. No. It's your favourite spot, isn't it? Yeah. Whether she'll settle, I don't know. But I was hoping she could sit on my lap here and then you could see her, but I guess she's not having it today. She is not having it. I think she might settle on my bed. I've got a new duvet cover that no, not a duvet cover, sorry, just the duvet that my mum got me, and it's really like squishy, and she's into it in a big way. Okay, there we go. So we're just gonna finish this line to here now, and then we'll be vibing, ready to start on the next section, which is vibes. Again, I'm so sorry, I feel like the framing of this is hard for me to keep in frame. I don't have one of those like stationary frames, so I just do it on the hoop. I didn't know if I could fit one of those stationary cross-stitch like hoops onto my desk. My desk is tiny, so I was unsure if I could even really fit that. And also it was just another monetary expense, and I was like, I need to keep those to an absolute minimum at the moment. So we're vibing. But yeah, if anyone ever wants to check out the shop, you're more than welcome to do so. I really appreciate any support. Just click through the link. Also really help the engagement as well. But yeah, my fees are coming up soon. I'm a little bit stressed about it. A little bit stressed because they are kind of expensive. They take them yearly, not monthly, which is probably good because, again, there's some months that I don't make any sales at all, so it's probably better for me to do it per year, but I always forget about it, and then it comes up again, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening soon. I keep getting reminder emails being like, we're going to take the money soon, and I'm like, oh my God, please don't. Like, obviously, realistically, I need to pay the money, obviously, to keep the website up and going, but... And I was thinking about going back to Etsy, but I think Etsy you'd lose even more money. And I also just think as a really micro small business like mine, I feel like there would not be any visibility for me on Etsy, to be honest. So I feel like having my own website and commerce through that is probably the best I can do, really. Because I fear that it's just... Yeah, I feel like Etsy is just worse with fees, honestly, you know? It definitely feels like that anyway. I think Tilly's actually settled. That's a lie. I turn around and she's creeping off my bed. Hey, babe. Pee-pee. She's just assessing her options, I think. She's deciding what she wants. Mum let her in, and then she's like, actually, respectfully, I don't want to be here anymore because you won't hold me. But I'm like, unfortunately, I can't hold on to Tilly and cross-stitch at the same time. It's just not possible. She wants to leave. Bear with. You are joking, Tilly. What the? She was going to hopefully get a new bed, and I wonder if she got a new bed or not. My parents went shopping, and my mum was going to get her a new bed because, well, both her and Harry a new bed, realistically, a bigger one, because she got another one that was smaller, but now they can't share that one because it's too small, so they were going to see if they could get a big one, but we'll see if that's the tea or not, I don't know. There we go. Actually, you know what? I will take my medication now so I don't forget it, and then it just... time marches away from me, you know? That's better. Okay. Let's get this row done. And then we can vibe, I think. But yeah, so I will hopefully try and make the cross-stitching more regular. I feel like at the moment with my fatigue, it's really hard for me to, like, promise what day and stuff. Because for me, I get up and every single day is kind of a little bit different for my fatigue. It depends. Some days I am wiped and I'm like, I won't be able to stream. And then other days, like today, although I was feeling a bit wiped, I was like, I think it'll be good for me to stream to give myself a little bit of structure. And I wanted to hang out with y'all as well and do some cross stitch, which I love obviously as well. So it's just kind of really dependent really on like what the vibes are. But obviously to this week, the coming week, Wednesday I have my appointment in the evening to talk about my ADHD meds. So I'm kind of part of me is like, don't stream beforehand and just keep the day free. And then another part of me is like, maybe it would help my anxiety if I streamed beforehand, because then I'd be more focused on stream. So I'm like, it's kind of a bit of a toss up really. And then Thursday I have therapy now. So I never stream on Thursdays. But I'll honestly just see. I'm still working in my room as well. I am still working on just basically organizing my room and stuff. Yesterday I painted some areas that we managed to get some paint that very, very closely matched the paint that I already have in my room, which is like kind of like a light grey type vibe. We finally found some, so I patched up a few pieces of that. So I just basically need Dad to help me put up one shelf there so I can put back all my Smisky figures. And then a few more bits, and then I've got the shelf above my desk, which is just like a nightmare. It's just everything. Basically, I need to take it all down, clean all of it really, and decide which bits I want to still keep up there, or which bits I want to just put into like to store other places and stuff. Because there's quite a few bits that are like, I definitely maybe don't, I obviously would like to keep, but I don't need to have all of it on display because I just don't have room. Realistically, I just don't have room. So I need to do that still as well. And then decorate the shelves at the end of my bed as well. I kind of started it, but not really got any too far with it and stuff. So I'm hoping to do that as well. So we'll just have to see, really. We'll just have to see when streams can happen and stuff, you know. This week we did, what was it, Tuesday and today? We used to do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We used to be my jam, but I can't promise now. Obviously, things might all change if I start medication for ADHD. Things may change. Things may be different. Because it might be like, that might, you know, help me feel a bit more, less, like, discombobulated all the time. So I think that will overall help. Okay, there we go. Wait. I think I did this wrong. Hold on. Did I do this wrong? I'm just trying to look like which bit. I think I did this wrong. Yeah. I did this wrong. I don't think that one I was meant to fill in. I hate it here. I don't think I was meant to fill in that bit, because essentially it starts at the top here and I'm looking on the pattern, it only goes to about here. So all that I just filled in, I shouldn't have filled in, essentially. So let me just find where I am. Yeah. So I'm here. So I'm just going to have to unthread all that. But it's actually quite easy to do, because you just basically just can pull them out like that with your needle. But I thought the next one was the one I didn't need to do, but this one essentially is, let me just count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, the bit that I shouldn't have done was just this bit, but this bit's all fine, this little bit right here. So we just need to unpick this bit because I got too into it and was like, yay, fill all those gaps. And then it's like, whoa, no, actually, that's that's meant to be the cloud bit. But again, it's not like it's the first time it's ever happened because it isn't. Why is that split into two, though? That's weird. Hold on. Catch it up. Sometimes it just... What is it doing? Oh, the thread ripped. Oh, well, that's annoying. That's fine. That's fine. It's not the worst thing ever, to be honest. We can just get it back to a point and then we'll tie it off over here and then get the plan of action as to what the tea is. But thankfully unthreading stuff is quite easy. You just pick it up with your needle and thread back through. Sometimes like this one gets a little bit stuck. Usually they're okay though, especially if you just take it slowly and just gentle. Sometimes like that you can feel it gets a little bit stuck, but you just kind of have to be kind of persistent with it. But that's okay. I was like, some mistakes are probably going to happen more frequently, I think, on stream because I'm like yapping or something at the same time. So shit like that sometimes happens. Shit like that sometimes happens, but that's okay. It's not too far back, it's just a line, realistically, for us to get back to where we need to be. And then we can have a look at what we want to start with the next colour, stuff like that. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stream today. I think we've been streaming for an hour and 15. Okay, it felt like way longer. Because my energy levels are okay, but I also don't want to push it. You know, I'd err on the side of caution, essentially. Okay. We're getting there now, and then we'll just rethread the needle at the end and just tie it off at the back over here, so it's just finalized, since we don't need this color for the minute. Again, there is like a bit over here that will need the color, but I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. Oops. Jail. Let's manage to split it somehow again. I don't even know how. But there we go. It's joined back up together again. Hell yeah. Yay. That's good. That's good. You can come out. There we go. The drama. The drama. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah. So I don't know how long I'll end up streaming for today. Like I can already feel like my eyes are struggling a little bit. It's because having it so bright, it doesn't look that bright, but it is really bright. And I feel like that sometimes makes it harder for my eyes to cope, but I was also like trying to be a bit more in the era now of like, what has happened with this one? Why is it not? It's just stuck. Oh, there we go. No, it was just, I was like, jail. I'm trying to now be in the era of just like streaming when I can, however I can, and how I can as well. So if I can only stream for an hour, then we can only do an hour. If I can stream for an hour and a half, that's great. If we can do 2, that's great. But it wouldn't matter also if I could only do 45 minutes and then realize I actually can't do any more because I'm not really particularly goal orientated or anything right now. We're just kind of vibing. Again, my focus at the moment, although, you know, streaming should never really be on a monetary focus, but for now it's just this is a way that I can support myself to hopefully make some money to be able to afford some private ADHD coaching and stuff. So my main jam is to hopefully just boost things up so I can reach more people and hopefully make my payouts more regularly. I used to make them all the like, you know, a bit more frequently, but nowadays it's kind of obviously up in the air whether or not. It really depends on how much I've been able to stream, of course. But just being able to make the payouts is going to help a lot because I can put that all towards coaching and stuff like that, as well as any donations we get directly or anything like that. we can just pool everything together, which should be good. Okay, we are almost at the end. Yay! We're almost at the end. So we're just going to rethread this needle and tie it off, obviously underneath. And the mistake is fixed, which is iconic. We love to see. What isn't fixed though is the fact that this thread is like so. I think it must have ripped somewhere. Just bear with. I'm just gonna have to snip this and do this, thread it off because I can't actually get close enough to it. Gonna have to wet the thread and kind of rethread it back through. Just enough so we can get it back through and then obviously tied off. But for some reason, something must have got caught on it and then it caused like a little micro tear in the thread. But we basically just need it short enough that we can go through and that we can go to the other side and just safely tie it off. And then we can obviously see what tea is and see what the next vibe is. But it's really difficult when the thread is a bit short. But there we go. We've got a little tie in it. So that means it is safely tied off, which is always good. And then obviously we had a slight dilemma with that getting broken, but that is where we should be. You can obviously see where the thread is, but this will be covered up because you will have the white of the cloud now, so that's totally fine. I feel like I'm kind of tempted. I was either tempted to do the next strip of blue or to actually do the cloud for this one, but I think I want to do the blue, so it's like the next blue up, which is like this strip here. I will have to consult. I've got another thing that is a screenshot of all the different ones, and I think that's the DMC 518, I think it is. Let me just look real quick. Yeah, it's like that symbol. Yeah, 518. 518 is the symbol for this one. So that's cool. We can get that going. So it'll be another one of these. It's one of these ones, I think. Yeah, this one, 518. This is the one we need, the 518. I think we're just going to do that one instead of going in to do the cloud. I think I'm going to like trace around the cloud because I feel like sometimes that is kind of helpful to do so, you know, or I find it helpful anyway. So I think that's what we're going to aim for. And then obviously I'm keeping the rest of this thread for when we come and do this little bit over here, but I think I'm just going to wait until I've done other bits to it and come back to that little blue bit there. Don't know, in my brain it just makes sense. Thank you so much for the follow, sweet friend. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're doing so well. Follows are always on anonymous, but feel free if you want to introduce yourself, you can do, but also feel free to lurk. Honestly, you do you, whatever is best for you, but thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Kidoki. There we go. Let's get some threadages going. So we can start with this gorgeous, gorgeous blue color. I really like all the colors in this. I think it's so pretty. There was another one I was looking at, which was more kind of, I guess, more like a sunset. Maybe sunset or even sunrise. It was like pinks and stuff, which I thought was really, really nice. We do be vibing. Cross-stitching is good. Cross-stitching is good. Welcome in, Shroom. I hope you're doing well. We've finished up this kind of color bit and we're just going here. Still here. Oh, ordering pizza for later. Hell yeah. Oh my god, sounds so good. Sounds so good. Heck yeah, we love a pizza. Okay. But yeah, cross-stitch is going pretty well. We are just finished up this bit, made a slight oopsie here, so I've unpicked it, but now we're going to be going in with this blue color, so when my finger is lined up, that like second top one, if that makes sense. Blue, we're going to kind of trace around the clouds and stuff. Trace around the clouds, because, I don't know, it just, in my brain, it just kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't know. Just makes sense to me, personally. But we move. Go. Right. Nice. So basically you can see from where that stops, it kind of transitions. This one is the cloud one. So this layer here that we just unpicked, this will be kind of like the cloud, essentially, the white of the cloud. I'm just going to zoom in on my pattern because I feel like that's quite easy to do. And then you can see from where this one is, it kind of goes too long to start off. So about here. But I just sometimes feel like if you trace around the edge of stuff, then you can fill it all in afterwards. And I don't know, I feel like that's I don't know, I just vibe with that method really. But yeah, so essentially this is like the connector bit between the two of them. It's very hard to see on your pattern, I'm aware. It's very small, but on mine it's obviously zoomed in so I can see what I'm doing better. But essentially it's like it's like where this ends and then there's two along of this blue, but like obviously again with that one gap there, which is going to become part of it. And then the next bit up is also another 2 ones as well, which is kind of nice. Just gonna pop that there. There we go. Also, I feel like sometimes when you've been doing just back and forth, doing something like this where you're like going round something, it just like adds a bit of interest as well, you know? Which I feel like is always nice. So it goes 2, 2, and then it goes up 1 again. Like so. And then I think it goes up again. Yeah, 2, 2, 1. Yeah, it goes up by 1 again. Wait, is that got a little... So hard to see if something's like... I think it's just like fluff. I don't think it's actually like come through. But yeah, so it goes essentially like 2, 2, 1, 1. Sometimes it's easy to like say it out loud like that because then you can like keep track. You're like, okay, cool. You can kind of keep anchored on where the pattern you are. And then after this one, there's a gap of like 1, 2, 3 before there's another of the blue again. Like so. And then basically goes up from here. So we'll probably do the whole line of this one just so it's easier. Not the whole line, but just to where it goes to here. Just so we can keep an eye on it. Because I feel like sometimes it is a little bit like, it just gets a bit confusing sometimes. Obviously, everyone is different and probably does it in very different ways to each other, you know. Just gonna take some Lucozade as well. Oh. This pattern I've just got as a PNG. But I do have, it did come with the Pattern Keeper as well, which I think you can load that into an app as well. So I do have that option as well. Sometimes I print them out, but then obviously with printing out, you can't obviously zoom in. So I usually keep them quite digital. Just for ease, really. Just so you can obviously zoom in and out and that type of vibe and things like that. There we go. But yeah, usually they come as a PDF and then I usually convert them to a PNG just because I find it easier and it doesn't open it on a browser then because PDFs are just an annoyance sometimes. I think we've all experienced PDFs being a bit of an annoying vibe. I'm just going to do this one as well, this last one here. Definitely don't need to, but just going to do it for the sake of it, really. Okay, there we go. We've got some things are cooking now. And then from this one, it's yeah, so it's another one above here as well. There we go. Like that. And then just double check I've done that right. Yeah, so it goes 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I just have to like use my mouse on the pattern to go 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1. Yeah, so after this 1, 2, 3 bit, there's a 1 here. And then, oh, I need to move the pattern across. I can't even see. I was like, where's the pattern go? It's just, yeah, zoomed in. So it goes up by 1 and then it basically does the same thing. It's got another like long bit of 3 here where white will be, where we'll obviously fill in and stuff. Yeah, I've never used Pattern Keeper actually, but this was the first pattern that came with one, so I downloaded it. Because I have an iPad as well, and I can't remember. I think Pattern Keeper is I can't remember if it's an Android app or it's an iPad one. I think it's an Android. And obviously, like on the go, you know, if you were to like bring it somewhere or whatever, then obviously it's useful to have it maybe like on your phone or tablet or something like that. Like, I'm still like unsure about like, can you bring like, this might sound silly, and again, I'm like an aviation geek, but I don't know this. Can you bring these type of needles onto a plane? Technically, no, right? In the hold, probably, but I'm like, well, say what if I wanted to cross stitch on a flight? Like, would this be permitted? Technically, you could do injury to someone with it, but you couldn't do bad in. I mean, I just don't know, because obviously, like things like crochet hooks are less. They're not sharp, right? But technically, anything is a weapon unless you. Like, do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if you explain to the flight. I mean, I feel like I don't look like a threat. I don't think I look like a threat when I fly, because I've got my sunflower lanyard on. I'm usually playing with one of my fidget toys. I am using, like, probably on my Switch playing Mario Kart, and I feel like I don't give off I'm a threat energy. So I feel like if I was like pulled out a needle to cross stitch or something, they wouldn't be like, what the fuck? The people next to me probably would be, and I definitely wouldn't on a short haul flight, to be honest with you. Exactly. Anything is a weapon if you hit, like, if you hit someone hard enough. Do you know what I mean? I'm like sobbing. Um, but I think I would only ever do it if it was like a longer flight, because the flights that I usually go on are just the Netherlands, and it's on like a small ass like city hopper plane. And like last time when I flew over, I was next to somebody, and there was literally no room. Like I was squished in like a sardine. It was awful. And then I would not have whipped out my cross stitch, because I'm like, I literally was like squished in within an inch of my life, and I'm like sobbing. Oh yeah, I saw quite a few people playing that game, but apparently it came out they used Gen AI, so I was like, oh, fuck that then. Apparently they used it in like, what was it, like there was some kind of puzzle or mini game in the game that they used Gen AI with or something. And I think they used Gen AI in like a YouTube trailer or something, which I thought was a bit fucked, really. I'm very against it. So, yeah, honestly, real, I feel like I don't give off a threat. I feel like I don't give off a threat. Like, it's so funny to me because, like, I'll go through airport security and they have to swab all my fidget toys because they have technically got a liquid in them. A lot of them are, like, squishy and they have liquids in, and they have to, like, drug swab each of them. And I'm just stood there, like, I hate it here. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I hate it here, actually. Like, I'm just like, please. I'm like, it's just funny to me. It's just really, really funny to me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a disclosure on the Steam, but they didn't do it on release, which I think is so fucked. Because I'm like, number one, if you use Gen AI in a game, then that's fucked anyway. But the fact that you basically tried to hide it is so mad. Like essentially they just tried to kind of hide it, and now they've had to put it in there because they face so much backlash. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I just, oh my god. When a developer's gonna get off this whole AI train and just fucking hire people to do stuff? Like, stop using Gen AI. I can't even, okay? Stop it. Please, especially in freaking games, man, you know? Like, just hire people. Or if you as a company can't afford to hire someone, then maybe you should delay the game release then. Don't just use AI instead. Do you know what I mean? It sends me, I'm like, don't do it then. It just pisses me off. To be honest, it just pisses me off. It's just like, yeah, it just fucks me off. Exactly. If they can't be bothered to play it, if they can't be bothered to make the game fully themselves, then why should I play it? Like, listen, you love cross stitch? Hell yeah! Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Yeah, they totally hired someone to put the fucking prompts in. I'm like crying. I'm like, it's when people are just like someone says like, oh, I designed this thing, and you look at it and you're like, that's AI, and they're like, yeah, I did the prompt, and I'm like, sorry. I'm like, do you actually think you designed that then? Because you wrote the prompt in it. Like, by that logic, I can't. I actually can't. But some people are like that. People are like, yeah, I designed this myself. Like, I designed it myself. And they're like, oh, did you use AI? And they're like, yeah, but I put the prompt in. I'm like, yeah, that's actually how it works. Like, sorry. Sends me into the next century. I'm like, what? I'm like, please, please, please don't be being serious. Please don't be being serious. Please just be, please, 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 no. Like, what do you mean? That's literally how it works. Oh, man. That's like someone saying, like, did you write this essay? Yes. Did you use ChatGPT? Yeah, I put the prompt in. The prompt being, please write me a good essay. Like, sorry. The prompt's being stolen. Exactly. And I'm like, sorry, what do you mean by that? Your prompt, what? Like, cute painting? Like, cute pink cat painting? It's actually shocking, isn't it? And yeah, it's so, I'm like, what has the world even come to if people aren't even saying that ironically? Exactly. I'm like, help. Pisses me off so much. As someone who has 2 degrees, went to university, absolutely worked my butt off, had to put through, you know, you put your work in these anti-plagiarism devices and stuff to make sure you haven't plagiarized anybody. And then these lazy ass people who are going to university and just using AI. Well, not AI, because AI tools are different, obviously, but are using Gen AI to come, and people are like, oh no, it's fine, I only use it to come up with the outline of my essay, and then I wrote the essay. Believe it or not, people actually usually come up with their own essay. People actually usually come up with their own essay plan. I know it's hard for you to believe. I'm like, usually people do that themselves. You actually don't need to do AI for any of it, please, actually. And it's, oh man. No, please. I just don't think AI should be used at all, really. I just don't, especially Gen AI. AI tools are one thing. They've been around for ages. That's different to Gen AI, but I just don't think it should be used at all because it's not I just don't think it facilitates creativity. You know, most of these big Gen AI bots are trained on other people's work, most often stolen. And it's just not good. It's just not good. I think something's gone. I've done something wrong here. Oh no, wait, no, I think I see what I did. Wait, hold on. I'm looking here and I'm like, I'm about to run out of space. I'm confused. Hold on. Give me a second to buffer. Oh, wait, hold on. I think oh, wait. Yes, these are only meant to be 2. See this where I've got 1, 2, 3. That's only meant to be 2? Yeah, hold on. I was like, I've run out of space of the canvas. I see what I've done. I've done 2 and I've done 3 instead of 2. So this line should be 1 down, and then that means it would actually join up to that. It should just join up to that. I should just join up to that. Yeah, I appreciate that people obviously use AI for prompts and then actually do the work themselves, but I do think it's just worth being critical and thinking, did I need to use AI? Did I need to use AI, really? You know? It's when people are using AI instead of Google as well, and I'm like, help, please. Please, 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 please. Google is still here. Google is out here. Google is still here and available. Stop using AI for things like Googling, you know? And it's like, there is the argument of like accessibility and stuff like that, which I think in, you know, AI tooling and stuff is again different to Gen AI. It's when people start using ChatGPT as if it's Google, and I'm like, no, please don't. Please don't do that, actually. Okay, so I think I'm cooking now. I think I've understood where I've gone a bit rogue. Yeah, it's just like a lot, you know? It's just a lot. And it's like, again, AI tools have been around for a long time, and a lot of people have used them, and they are integrated into a lot of different things, like chatbots and things on websites for, you know, shopping, you know, kind of like, you know, those help bots on websites. They are often AI. Artificial intelligence, isn't the same as Gen AI. Gen AI is essentially AI tools, essentially, is using material that's already there and training it off that. So training it off real, like, it's basically just, it's almost like it's almost like a question and answer thing, right? Based on the information that's already been given by you. So say if you ask it something like, I am unhappy with this product, this is what's wrong with it, it's probably got 3 or 4 responses it can use. I.e. like, oh, I can't help, but therefore I'll do this. Or, you know, okay, I can help, I'll put you through to advisor or something like this. Gen AI would be able to be like talk back to you almost, and like actually generate new information, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. But AI tooling in Gen AI, no, you're fine. I can tell sarcasm. I can't always tell sarcasm, but I think I can then. I think I can then. Right. I'm just double checking this pattern now because I'm like, I'm stressed. So yeah, it's this bit here. And then it goes, what? Yeah, no, it literally is exactly what I thought it was. I just went a bit feral and went up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. I think this is right. Let's all manifest it's right. Okay. Let's all manifest it's right, but I think it's fine now. I think I just basically did one, and therefore it even just the smallest thing like that can make obviously everything go a bit feral. So I think we're cooking now. I think we are indeed cooking. But yeah, it's just like, I think with Gen AI, there's a lot of people who make the argument like they need it, or stuff like this. And I feel like it's just not really the right argument for it. I think an open conversation about it is probably important, but also it's like, again, a lot of people get mixed up with AI tools and Gen AI, which is completely valid because it's all quite new territory. But learning and understanding the difference, I think, is super duper important. You know, because then it's just easier to determine what are you actually using. And again, using ChatGPT to ask, or asking an image generator, like, what would I look like as a cat? I'm like, take a second to critically think about, did you need to make that image? Think about the environmental impacts. Think about where did this bot, whatever bot you're using, where did it get its information from? Do you know what I mean? Where did it train on? Because there's been this whole discourse about ethical Gen AI, and I'm like, I've yet to see an example, but we move. But it's just worth, I think it's always just worth being like critically thinking, you know, I think is the most important thing. Thinking like, I saw someone on TikTok being like, yeah, I don't need, please stop putting, you know, people on TikTok or whatever and stuff are doing like, you know, what I would look like as this or that or whatever and stuff. And it's like, actually, do you need that? Do you need it? No. You don't need to know what your cat would look like as a human, actually. Or vice versa, the other way around. Like, you don't actually need, you know? And again, I would say 99.9% of the chatbots are using training them on art that is dubious with the consent of whether or not it's been, you know, whether or not people have said, yes, you can use the art or not. Most of it has been stolen, and it's quite difficult to trace, obviously, as well. So I would always assume the worst, you know, which is, you know, a sad way to view the world, but also like with AI, I think we have to. Yeah, exactly. People willingly giving their face, and I'm like, and they'll be shocked when their information gets stolen. You know? And I'm like, let's again, I understand maybe some people don't have knowledge exactly of what an AI is or the dangers of it, but I really hope in the future that education on the dangers will be much more apparent, just so everyone is on the same page with exactly what the kind of impacts of it are, whether or not it's personal to you, whether or not it's data being stolen, or the environmental impact, or just the impact on society as a whole, I guess, really, honestly. You know, having people actively using AI to try and get a university degree, and I'm like, for a job that will probably eventually also still force them to use AI, I'm like, what the fuck, you know? I'm like, no thanks, actually. Like, I personally wouldn't want to be involved in a company, you know, because my own stance on AI is very anti it. So it's like, I personally wouldn't want to be involved in a company or an organization that was actively promoting the use of AI and stuff, you know? Obviously, that's just me, but like, you know, still. Wait, what has happened to my phone? Hold on. Wait, my phone has just gone like black screen. Hold on a second. What is wrong with it? Does it come out of its plug? Hold on. My phone thing is just vibes and stuff. I don't know what's wrong with my phone. I mean, it's plugged in. It's actively charging, but the screen's just gone black. Bear with. If it's run out of charge, we'll have to just stop because... But how is it? It's been plugged in this whole time? And it's warm. It says it's on 0%. What the heck? Has this thing not been charging? Like, why isn't this charging then? Oh no. Well, we're probably going to have to finish, guys, because unfortunately, my camera source has perished. It's been wait, it's literally warm from where it's been charging. So I'm baffled as to why it's on 0% now. What the heck? Yeah, so lol. Lol. I could maybe try and use my my actual camera, but I haven't got any of that set up, so I feel like it would be too hard to do. So I'm sorry about that, friends. I'm super sorry that it's like slightly an abrupt ending there, but for some reason my phone hasn't been it's like plugged in and it's currently charging now, but it just went to 0%. And I'm confused because it's definitely charging because I've just taken the plug in and out again and it's definitely got the charging symbol, so but it's just perished and I'm like, oh. So I think we're just probably going to have to call it a day, unfortunately, friends. I am really sorry about that. Yeah, unexpected plot twist, I suppose. But we are going to raid out today because I'm feeling brave. I'm feeling brave today. I'm feeling brave. But yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Let's put us onto stream ending. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I really, really appreciate it, honestly, so much. Thank you for wanting to hang out with me and cross-stitch together. Like I'm like brave and strong. We're brave and strong. I'm gonna snooze this ad because I don't want it to fuck about with stuff. Yeah, I don't know if there's something wrong with the cable or something's not right. Make sure you nom those mods, everyone. Mods? No. Don't nom the mods. Don't nom the mods. Don't nom the mods. The meds. Oh my god, my brain is having like a brain foggy. Don't eat them. Please don't eat them. I need them, okay? They're really important. Please don't eat them. I need the mods, please. Lovely to meet you as well, friend. I hope to see you again. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Well, Tomahawk, could we just nibble? A little nibble? Little nibblage, maybe? I think Azzy's a little bit peckish. A little bit peckish for a little bit of mod. I can't believe myself. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here so much. How did I even come up with... No, listen, I don't even know. Listen, I don't even know. All right, friends, we are going to... We are going to go and raid now. These are my raid messages. So the top one with the seal flopping about is for subbies, and the bottom one is for followers. So just make sure you copy the one that is appropriate to you. We're going to go over to Smilky because Smilky is playing some Peak. The lovely Smilky Shake, such a lovely, cool, fun streamer. Haven't got to raid them in a while. They are super, super lovely. Their art style is quite literally everything to me. I love them so much. And they're playing some Peak with a friend today, which looks super cool. And you know me, I'm obsessed with Peak at the moment. So I want to go and say hi to them. Looks like they're about to kickstart going into the roots today, which is super exciting. So let us start out that raid, friends. But thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I honestly, genuinely appreciate you all so much. It warms my heart so much that you guys, so many of you would want to come and just hang out with me, like just stitching and just talking random shit, basically. But I honestly appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for those biddies. T, thank you so much for the 6-month in advance subby. I appreciate that so much. That's so kind of you. And I hope everyone has had a good time and also has a good weekend as well. I'll be back at some point next week. I just don't know exactly when, obviously. But yeah, I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and weekend, and I will catch you sometime next week. Goodbye, everyone.